I use the soundbar as my main speaker unit for my computer, and I actually use the Razer Leviathan, which is a pretty old soundbar by this point. And honestly, like to this day, it has still reigned supreme in my opinion. So yeah, I am a pretty big fan of soundbars actually. And the folks over at Pheanoo decided to reach out to me and offer a rather awesome soundbar for my TV experiences. And I have to say that it is pretty great for gaming, movie watching, and listening to music alike. It's been great for my PS4 gaming, my Nvidia Shield, like media consumption. So with that said, introducing the Pheanoo P27 soundbar unit, let's go ahead and dive right in. For more great content just like this, just make sure to subscribe and then turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any uploads. Also leave a like and a comment down below with all of your thoughts on this video. And while you're at it, I always leave affiliate links down below in the description as well. But make sure that you check out Lukrembo so you can find the best deals on all of that tech that you're shopping for. It's a simple browser extension that helps you make the best purchasing decision. And lastly, don't forget to check out my merch store if you're into some monochrome clothing like everything I'm wearing right here. So with that said, links to everything down below. And now here's going to be a very quick disclaimer. This was sent to me for review for free. However, you will still be getting an honest review for this unit no matter what. However, it is important that you still know that that's how I received it. With that said, let's go ahead and start off with an unboxing. And this unboxing is one of the coolest unboxings ever, and I really mean that. It comes in this chair-shaped box where you will first lift the lid on top and reveal the box carrying every accessory. And you're going to get like things like instructions and warranty and safety information, cotton gloves, of all things, an optical cable, an HDMI cable, and a component cable. You will also find the remote, but you will not find any batteries for it inside. And there are also going to be some other accessories in here. However, do keep in mind you have to go out and buy those batteries, and it does use AAA batteries. And then, as you continue to go through this unboxing, you're going to find the subwoofer, and deeper in, you will find the soundbar, which are both quite nice, in my opinion. So now we're going to dive straight into the exterior design of both of these products. So let's go ahead and start off with the design of the soundbar first. And it is going to be comprised mostly of plastic, at the very least a great chunk of it. And the front, like where the grill is made of metal, at least it appears to be that way. And while the soundbar is pretty light, it does feel fine, in my opinion. It's not going to be the best build in the world, but it's far from the worst either. So really, just as long as you treat it well, it should last you quite a while. And you're going to find a couple of volume controls and a power button, as well as a USB port on one side. Then on the back, you're going to find an HDMI port, 3.5mm jack, and an optical port, as well as the barrel connector for the subwoofer. And there's also going to be an indicator light that is built neatly into the soundbar for things like volume and bass level and treble level and which mode you're on and that sort of thing. I think it looks very clean and it's super modern. And the subwoofer is made out of wood and has a little mesh on the side, as you normally expect from most subwoofers. It's rather large too, so it should be pretty powerful for producing great bass and treble. However, we are going to move on to sound quality in just a little bit. And now there are going to be two different ways of setting this up, essentially, when it comes to your TV at least. One way is going to be through the included HDMI cable to get the highest resolution possible coming from the soundbar, but since I didn't have any HDMI ports available on my TV, all three of them have been used up, I decided to just use the optical port on my Insignia TV. Yes, I am a bit of a cheapo when it comes to TVs, to be completely honest, and this port will work just fine. But do remember that you also have those component cables if that's all that you've got on your TV, which means that it is going to work on pretty much any TV out there. It's meant for pretty much any setup from what I can see. But once it's all hooked up and the subwoofer is finally plugged in, you're fine and ready to go from there. And now there are going to be a few modes or different defaults where the sound is going to be tuned to. And there is going to be the music default, the movie default, the news default, which is also quite interesting. I always just keep it on the movie preset because I thought it sounded the best in my opinion, but you can connect this over Bluetooth, your phone, or even just plug in a USB device to play music or any sounds from there if you prefer. And now, let us go ahead and talk about the sound quality. So for pretty much all purposes, I'm pretty happy with it. It doesn't get too loud, at least not through the component connection. Good enough for a pretty small to medium-sized room, cinema or gaming session if that's what you're looking for. It's pretty great, and I actually have full control over the bass and the treble, and to customize the experience to whatever I want from the included remote. So here are some samples of me just watching some stuff on YouTube. Adobe Apps on the iPad are kind of terrible when they shouldn't be. There are many people who buy an iPad Pro for the purposes of using Adobe Apps on it too, because they're so used to using these Adobe Apps on their Macs or their PCs, and they think that they're still going to be great on the iPad Pro. Me initially being one of those people too. I bought it so that I can use Photoshop for editing any of my thumbnails, and Premiere Pro Rush for editing any kind of videos on the go, and Fresco for drawing, and Lightroom for minor photo editing as well, and that kind of thing. And now, I do have some small complaints, or I should say improvements that I would love to see in any future iterations. For one, there is this weird thing that happens when I choose media to watch where, like, it starts off muffled and then like a second or two later, it picks back up to its normal value. I'm not exactly sure why that happens, but I would prefer to get the full effect right away when it comes to volume. And I do wish that this was built a little bit better too. A metal construction, or at least a fully matte texture to its body, would have been a better choice in my opinion, even if it costs a bit more. But I get that it needed to be done in order to keep the price down, as this is a rather affordable unit if I'm completely honest. And that's really all I've got. This is a fun and genuinely useful soundbar for all of my habits. Gaming, content consumption, etc. are all very enjoyable coming from the soundbar, and having control over it through this included remote is an absolute godsend. I believe it is worth its asking price, and I would strongly recommend it if you were already in the market for a quality soundbar, or at the very least if you wanted to save a couple of bucks on a soundbar and still get pretty decent quality. So with that said, highly recommend it on my end. And if you're interested in purchasing the soundbar, then I'll be making sure to leave links down in the description. These are not going to be affiliated because I couldn't find it on Amazon anymore. So these are just going to be directly to Pheanoo sites, or just whatever site I end up finding this in. That's the link that you're going to see. And do not forget to actually download Luster, which is going to be a fantastic browser extension for you, and that is going to help you whenever you're shopping, not just on Amazon, but pretty much anywhere. It's just going to expose you to a bunch of different user reviews, and it's going to let you know which items rank the best, and it's also going to help you find some sales along the way. So don't waste any more time and get that browser extension today. And if you end up getting that, I do get a small commission. That helps me run things just a little bit more smoothly around here, so I would appreciate that quite a bit. And also don't forget to follow me on Twitch if you would like to watch me live, and if you enjoy my sweet and smooth voice. That is actually not that sweet and smooth. It's kind of nasally. But if you enjoy it, then do make sure to stop by my Twitch, and I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions regarding pretty much anything. And also make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter to stay up to date with the latest and greatest regarding the Tech Summit endeavors. But with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you all on the next one. Enjoy.